Good morning. Good morning. Psalm 33:8. Let all people stand in awe of the eternal. Let every man, woman, and child live in wonder of him. I'm excited to share another devotional this morning, and I hope and pray that it will be an encouragement to you. As I was pulling my thoughts together this morning, I was thinking about how amazing it is to evaluate our lives and look with eyes of faith at the incredible blessings God has given us. And if you're like me, I look at my husband and my boys and my daughter-in-law and the work of God in my life, and I am overwhelmed with gratitude and thankfulness. I'm overwhelmed with the way God sustained our lives and led us through multiple moves and transitions from one country to another country. And He's called us in different seasons of our lives to walk with different people. He's given us the incredible blessing and opportunity to share His word with people and disciple people, and I am overwhelmed that that was the assignment that God had for me. I sometimes ask myself, how does a girl like me get into a place like this? Because I'm 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 a nobody, and I am in many ways incredibly normal. Even these devotions, I was laughing with the Lord and saying that I love sharing these video devotionals, but it's kind of like one message 15 ways, because I'm a simple person and my faith is simple, and that clarion call of God on my life to love Him with all my heart, soul, mind, and strength, and love others well. That really is the message that I share. I share it in different ways, but I'm simple, and I was delivered and saved out of a lot of woundedness and bondage. I didn't find a passionate love relationship with Christ till my 20s, and God really rescued me from a pit, and I've just been entrusted with an incredible family and a life that I am so grateful for. And Psalm 46:10 says, "Be still and know that I am God." And at times when I just allow myself to be still and allow God to clear my mind, I can just focus on how awesome He is. Know that He is my God. Know that, as the rest of that verse says, He will be exalted among the nations and among all people in the world. He is awesome and mighty, and I sit and wonder not only of who He is, but what He's done in my life. I wanted to share a verse this morning from Psalm 139, and I'm going to read verse 14. "I will give thanks to Thee, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Wonderful are Thy works, and my soul knows it very well." Psalm 139 is a beautiful picture of the fact that God knew us before we were ever even created in our mom's womb. He knew us. He watched us. He formed us. And in verse 16 it says, in thy book were all, in thy book they were all written, the days that were ordained for me. God knew when we took our first breath how many years, days we would live on this earth. And that is such an incredible comfort, especially when you walk through valleys of illness, or you have to deal with the brevity of life. And we have a season on this earth, and the purpose of this season is to prepare for eternity. And it is so difficult to watch someone you love go through difficult health struggles. But our bodies were not made for eternity. Our souls are. And we've been given this incredible blessing of pursuing a relationship with the Lord and sharing that with others while we dwell in these physical bodies. But this is not the end of the story. For the believer, we are preparing for eternity. And as I am preparing to return to the hospital today, my father has been in the hospital with this current illness. This is day 16. And I was reflecting back over the last couple of years, and he has been in the hospital close to 100 days, either in the hospital or in a rehab facility, recovering and learning how to walk again after a horrific accident about 2.5 years ago. So in the last 2.5 years, 3 years, my dad has been in the hospital about 100 days. And it has been so difficult for our family to have to watch him suffer and struggle. He is more faithful and full of peace and joy, and I would say closer to the Lord today than I've ever seen him. But it's hard on the family to watch someone suffer. Some of you've been through that. You've watched your spouse, your parent, your child, a good friend, or another relative, a sibling, suffer. And that is so difficult to go through. Another translation of Psalm 139:14 says, I will offer you my grateful heart. I am your unique creation filled with wonder and awe. You've approached even the smallest details with excellence, and your works are wonderful. I carry this knowledge deep in my soul. God created us. He knew us before we were even born. His hand has been upon us, and our days are numbered, and He knows what is best for us. And if we allow Him to, and we surrender to His will, He will guide us. And He will carry us through those valleys. When you're walking through the hardest week of your life, He is there. And when you take time to be still before Him and just are so full of joy and praise and thanks because of how blessed you are, He is there. Both the highs and the lows of this life should cause us to be in awe of Him and to praise and worship Him and to thank Him. So I hope that whatever you're facing, you will take a few moments to be still before Him and acknowledge how good He is. And when you walk through those difficult days in life, and there is suffering and pain and tears and sadness and fear, know that this is not the end of the story. This life in these physical bodies is an opportunity for us to draw near to God and to surrender our lives to Him and know Him, so that we will spend eternity with those that know and love Him. And there'll never be another tear. There'll never be another sad day. No more pain, no more suffering. That's good news. And that beautiful message should cause us to live in awe and wonder today of a God who's invited us into a relationship and has promises beyond anything that you and I could ask or imagine. I thank you for listening to my simple, feeble words, and I hope and pray that God touches your heart today and pours out a really significant blessing for you. God bless you.